My grandpa used to tell me stories. Not the kind with happy endings, but tales that made the hairs on my arms stand up. He'd sit in his old rocking chair, the fire crackling in the hearth, and his voice would drop to a low, gravelly whisper. He never claimed they were true, but he never said they were fake either. He'd just say, "Some things in this world, kid, are older than stories." His favorite was about our own family, generations back, living in a remote village nestled deep in the mountains of the old country. It was a place where everyone knew everyone, and secrets were buried deeper than the winter snow. My ancestor, a young man named Elias, was known for his strength and his quiet nature. He lived with his wife and 2 small children in a cottage at the very edge of the woods. One winter, a sickness swept through the village. It wasn't a normal flu or fever. People would become intensely agitated, their eyes wild, their strength unnatural. They'd rave about the moon and the woods, their voices growing hoarse and guttural. Then, just as suddenly, they would fall into a deep, unshakable sleep, and many never woke up. The village doctor was baffled, and fear began to poison the community. Elias's wife fell ill. He watched in terror as she thrashed and muttered things that made no sense. He refused to believe it was just a sickness. He'd seen the tracks around their home after a full moon, tracks that were too large to be a wolf, too strange to be a bear. The elders whispered about an old curse, a beast that walked on 2 legs, a thing that could pass its affliction through a single bite or scratch. Desperate to save his family, Elias didn't go to the doctor. He went to the oldest woman in the village, a recluse who lived on the mountain and was said to know the old ways. She listened to his plea, her eyes dark and knowing. She told him the affliction wasn't a disease of the body, but of the blood. It lay dormant, passed down through generations, waiting for a trigger. And once it woke, it craved to spread. She gave him a bundle of herbs, wolfsbane, silverweed, and something else he didn't recognize. She instructed him to brew a tea and give it to his wife every night, especially when the moon was bright. "It won't cure her," she warned, her voice like rustling leaves, "but it will keep the beast asleep. It will keep her human." Elias did as he was told. Night after night, he brewed the bitter tea. His wife slowly recovered, the wildness leaving her eyes. But she was changed. She became withdrawn, often staring out the window towards the woods, a deep sadness in her gaze. The other afflicted villagers weren't so lucky. One by one, they either succumbed to the deep sleep or vanished into the forest on a full moon night, never to be seen again. The family line continued, and so did the secret. The knowledge of the tea, the herbs, and the dormant beast within the blood was passed down from parent to child. It was a heavy burden, a constant vigilance against the call of the wild that echoed in their veins. As my grandpa finished his story, the fire had burned down to glowing embers. He looked at me, his eyes reflecting the dying light. "He never told his children what was wrong with their mother," he said softly. "He just told them that some nights the woods sing a song and it's best not to listen. He taught them how to make the tea, just in case they ever heard the music too." He then leaned forward, and with a faint, chilling smile, he asked, "Ever feel a strange pull on a full moon, kid?" And in the silence of the room, I could almost hear a distant howl. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe out there.